What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well in YouTube land. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of the market today if you were in the market. As for myself, this started off as a no trade day. Didn't think I'd be able to get any trades in. Got called out to an incident that was going on in my city that I needed to respond to, but ended up being one of those come out and sit around type things. So pulled the laptop out and found a trade. So ended up taking that trade, and I closed out a few of the contracts on INTC today. We got a very nice move this morning on INTC, so I had to lock in some of those gains. INTC also has earnings on 4/27, so that's 2 days from now, Thursday. So why not go ahead and lock in some of those gains? I kept one contract, one put, so kind of keep that one out there as a runner. I'm gonna probably go ahead and put a bracket in on that one today, so that in the event that it does kind of come back against us, I'll take a little profit out of that one as well. So it'll be a winning trade as well. But let's go ahead, pull up TRADERVUE real quick, run through this recap very fast. Reviewing trades for Tuesday, April 25th. We actually took 3 trades because I forgot I did take out a position on cost. This was one that me and Spark were looking at yesterday afternoon, and it had a daily 3-bar play form and also like the weekly on it. So grabbed a couple of cheap contracts on that one. I'm gonna see what it can do the next day or two. But traded Apple, decent trade on Apple. Apple had one issue with it, and we'll look at that when we go to review the trades, but was able to scrape a few dollars out off of that one. INTC, like I said, I closed out 4 of the 5 contracts and made $130 on those 4, and we'll let that last one kind of run and see what it might want to do. But that's what we did this morning. Let's go ahead and bring up Thinkorswim. Got the SPY pulled up as I always do. Looking at my pre-market setup that I use to find my ideas. Paying attention to the center upper chart right here, which is the hourly. I always talk about how I like to stack my lines, my downtrends or uptrends. And I have finally figured out how to get these things to line up fairly easy over on the 2-minute charts. But let's look at what the SPY did. So this was yesterday at close. It just wears this zone out, these channels, I guess I should call them. So we closed at the top yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, this is after hours, it came down to just this first level. Then this morning comes back up, big flush down, big move back up, and market opens and we just give up everything. You always hear me say it either ramps up to flush, it either flushes to ramp up. This morning it ramped up to flush. So usually in the afternoons on this flush we'll get a push back higher. We got that yesterday right at around 11 o'clock, or actually that's 12 o'clock. We got that push back up. Will we get that today, or is this gonna stay heavy? One other thing, I want to just duplicate this channel real quick. I'm gonna drop it. I just want to see where that candle. Y'all always hear me say I like to be able to duplicate it, stack it. Look at that point right there. Blow this one up. Spark kind of showed me that. You always can learn stuff from other people. Spark had mentioned if you click between this little thing here and your 3 lines there, it'll automatically blow your chart up. So quick way to blow your charts up. But notice how I just duplicated this one. I stacked it on top. Look at where that wick came to. That's expectation. That's the expectation I talk about. I could drop that new channel up top, and I'm gonna have expectation on where it's gonna come to. Now, will it every time? Not every time, but most of the time, that's the expectation. Lower side, expectation. Look at where it's hanging at. I'm gonna do one on the bottom as well. Duplicate it. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna stack it on top of the lower one. Bam. Test. That's the test. This tested to get out of it. Look at coming through there, and you probably pull this out. You're gonna see where that acted as some support or resistance depending on what side that it's on. But that's what we're looking at right now. I'll go ahead and delete that one since we're working on this lower side. But that is what the SPY is doing right now. Just bleeding off, just nasty, nasty, nasty. But let's go ahead, let's take a peek. First, we'll look at cost real quick. Let's take a peek at cost. Not sure what cost is doing today. I was green most of the morning, but right now I'm a little on the red side, but got in based on this daily picture right here that I'm seeing. Still got faith in this trade. The market is pulling everything down right now. If you notice, when cost opened, we did set a new high for the past 20 days. And now it's kind of selling off right now. Not much volume. Blow this up. Not much volume in these candles. The last few candles, if you look compared to over here. So not really too much worried about this trade. Hopefully we'll get a nice pop on it tomorrow. Let's take a peek at INTC while we at this setup. INTC. I did change if you remember, this area right here used to be a bright white. That was like way too bright for me. So I changed it to just a darker shade of gray than the after hours. But this is what I like about INTC. It's just been trading in this range. I took the trade over here going long on calls. Traded this back up to here. Was looking for it to break and hold the weekly 50. It didn't. And you always hear me say that the weekly 50 can act as a magnet. Look at how on this 1 week we got this good move, almost a $5 move, when most of the candles are usually $2, $2 to $3 range on a weekly candle. We got $5 on that one. So INTC is looking very weak. It has room back down to 25. Like I said, I kept one contract out there. So if this thing goes, we're at 29 right now. If this went $5, I made 130 on 4 contracts. I'd be able to make that same amount on this one single contract. And that's why I'm kind of holding it. So that's the play on INTC. Go ahead, change this over to our 3 chart layout. And we'll pull up Apple. See what we did with Apple today. Apple was a little aggressive. Apple was a little aggressive. So this morning, Apple was trading in this hourly down channel. Market opens and it ramps up. I get in this candle here coming back down at 9:33 after we've already broken this down channel, this hourly down channel. Now, this channel I do have very wide. That's a very wide channel. Actually, not really. Now that I look at it over here, let's look at it on the hourly. It's not too wide. I need to do something real quick. Let's see if we have extended hours turned on. Nope. That is why the lines right here aren't lining up. There we go. With your lines, I noticed if you don't have extended hours turned on across all of the charts, if you have it on one, you need to have it on all. But notice how now they're lined up correctly. And they're not super wide. That's about where they need to be at. So this one just kind of peekabooed over, kind of chopped around. I had faith that this still was going to go down. The reason that I say that this was an aggressive trade is because I had previous high of day, previous close, VWAP, and the 50 moving average all between my entry and back down to the base of this channel. I had all of that junk in between. And that's what made this trade not really a good trade. I get out over here in this candle though, as it's coming back down to previous day's close. So we finally chop through, we bust through VWAP, we bust through previous day's high, we bust through the channel, and then we come down to previous day's close, and I get out of both of my contracts right there. In at 119, out at 132. And that means I made $26 on those two contracts. Let's look and see what this thing has done since then. And this is expiring on the 28th, so on Friday. It hit a high of 179. What's that? $47 per contract. So another $100 had I stayed in this until 12:30. And again, that's expectation though. I could have just, once this got right here, I could have got out of one of the contracts, took my stop to break even, and just let this work all the way back down. And we see expectation is saying that this is getting back down close to the base of this channel. Look at pre-market. We had one little rogue candle tried to come down and tap it. So have to respect these channels. I respect them for my entry all the time. It's just that target. I kind of get out of the trade a little before I should be getting out of the trades. But we're working on that. We're working on that. And it's kind of hard sometimes to ask whether or not it was bad to get out when you green. It is. Or I shouldn't say it is, but it can be. It can be. And I'm going to come back over one more time to my main screen. Something that I had mentioned, or I thought to myself that I wanted to mention, but I didn't. Notice my daily ideas watch list right here. You see one item that's green. That's Tesla. This column tells me if a stock is green after the bell has rang. So after 9:30, how is it trading? We see that Tesla is only up 0.09% since yesterday's close. That's what this market column tells you. Where the stock is at since yesterday's close. So since after 4 o'clock, Tesla is basically flat. So if I pull up Tesla's chart, you're going to see that it's very close to the white line. It is trading very close to being flat. But since 9:30, it's moved almost 2%. So let's take a peek. There we go. Just as I said, Tesla opened down here. So it opened down. It has traded up higher and is trading near yesterday's close. Just looking at this market percent column, I would not know that Tesla has made this great move. So that's one of the reasons why I like having the percent after the market has opened column. This is another one. This is one I'm looking up here at TCON, TCON. TCON is down 41% since yesterday at 4 o'clock. But since 9:30 this morning, it's up 21%. Let's see what the chart looks like. If you were looking at this right here, you would think that TCON is still down. You wouldn't know that TCON has made this great move back up to the high side. So that's why it's good to use all of the tools that are out there that can help you decipher what these charts are doing. And that's one of the keys that I found this on YouTube. And since I've put it on my chart or on my watch list, I like it because, again, it tells me what it's actually doing. And one of the ways I like to use it is in that way right there. I like to find stocks that are red overall since yesterday, but they're green since the market opened. It lets you see these moves that are happening. So just thought I would show that. And on that note, thanks for checking me out as always. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. Please do so. It doesn't cost you a thing and it will help me out. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. We are slowly growing over here at LMD Trading. All about improving myself as a trader. And I enjoy having y'all along for the ride. If there's ever any time that I find something that I think might be of value, I like to put it out there. And if there's something that you see me not doing that you think might help me, we can always continue that conversation in the comments. And as I always say, I might not be able to benefit from it, but I'm not the only one that's down in that comment section. You never know who's down there looking. Somebody else may be able to use that little piece of information to improve on their trading. So don't think that those comments go unseen. On that note, I am out of here. Tomorrow will most likely not be a trading day. I know I say that all the time when I'm traveling, and then I still find a way to take some trades. That's the good thing about trading. You can always trade no matter where you're at, as long as you have an internet connection that is fairly stable. So right now I'm saying I don't know if I'll be able to get any trading in, but in between layovers, I might find some downtime. So we'll see. But on that note, we'll be back at it again, possibly tomorrow. Peace.